Okay, 5 seconds. Someone raises the hand for the next topic. I'm going to start pulling. 5, 4. Wow. This worked. Thank you. So the topic is. You will nail it.
129% of people exaggerate. I think this particular quote is even more apropos because what's more than 100%? 129%, right? It's above and beyond. I think personally, I'm not someone who tends to exaggerate. Like Casey, I'm a rules-bound person. I like to follow the rules. So that means I try to make sure that when I'm talking to people, it's fact-based. It's not based in some googly hoop-de-doo-dah. So this stat doesn't apply to me. I am not part of the 129%. But to those people who are part of the 129%, I leave you with an exhortation. We're currently in a state of time in our country where facts are loose. You know, we're talking about fake news all the time. Let's bring this back, people. Let's get back to the facts. Let's focus on the truth, and let's bring this number down. Maybe in any given population, there are, 30% of the population that exaggerate, and that's fine. This number's way too high, though. Let's get it down. Thank you.
Eric, you want to come up?
Sure.
Good job.
Everyone is entitled to be stupid, but some abuse the privilege. I think we can all relate to this when we think about some people sometimes. It seems like there are times when at work or your friends, they'll talk around a certain topic and you are trying to bring them into reality or bring them into what is really happening, but they'll go out of their way to, work around your point or try to make it seem like it's on their terms or their point of view. It's a little bit frustrating, but I think there's a way you can get everyone on the same page and stop being stupid. I don't want to sound like I think this way about too many people at all, but it does happen from time to time, and I hope that we can all get back on the right trail, on the right page. Thanks.
So I think 4 topics are done, right? That means quotes are over. What was the next thing I said after that?
Images.
Oh, so he's the next one to come up. Let's move to the next one. No, there's, yeah. Please come on stage.
Oh, we're not going to do this thing again where I see
No. Your image is going to come.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Hi everyone, I'm Kush. I just joined EXL, but I'm working with New York Life. Let's do it. Oh my god.
Talk what comes
So
in.
I feel what this is trying to say that there is light, not at the end of the tunnel, but there is light somewhere in the middle, I think. But what this image is kind of saying is that even when there is darkness all around you, you have to find the light. And there's a lot of instances that come up in mind when I think about when that has happened to me, and I'm sure everybody else can relate to 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 instances where they can feel like, there was darkness all around me, but I figured it out. So let me talk about when I did something like that. This was 6 months ago. I was an undergrad trying to find a job, and I was an international student from India. And as you know, it's getting really hard for people to find jobs as it's a tough job market, and then you need work visas and everything like that. So it gets even harder to find a job, right? So there was all these bulbs around me, and I was like, what is going on? I might just have to go back home and figure it out, right? My parents just spent so much money giving me this education, and I don't know if I can make them proud or make myself proud. You know what I'm saying? So there were all these bulbs, but I persevered through it. I applied for all these jobs. I went to all these networking events. I did what I could do, and what that taught me is that you have to believe in yourself. It's kind of cliche, but it works in the long term. And what that journey made me understand was that you have to find that bulb. And now I'm here in front of you guys 6 months later, working in New York City. I was a finance student. This is the mecca for finance. So I'm in the finance department working in consulting in New York City. I found my bulb. I hope you guys do.
You converted a humorous topic into a very serious topic. I like this. Okay, before the next image, I should start counting again. Oh wait, this side is participating. This side, I'll come back to that. Okay, let's focus this side. I didn't even call his name. I was playing with my hands, you know.
Oh my God.
Picture looks really scary to me. So, what it could represent is that we look into the world and we have our opinions of what we see. And maybe we are seduced to judge each other in a certain way. But what if we could see ourselves in the mirror? So how would that look like? Maybe that would be even as scary as we are looking to the other people or in situations. The second thing that comes to mind is that you should have the courage to look at yourself. That's a good thing. So that's why we, all the time, we take selfies, we can look at ourselves, we look into the mirrors, we make pictures, and even we record ourselves to have a look at ourselves. And then hope, and when we see the picture, it's actually a kind of interpretation what we see. We never ever can objectively say, this is what we see. It's just a matter of perception. So, and what is interesting then is to exchange and be open to other perceptions. How others look at ourselves and how we look back to them. And if we do that with open mind, without a negative interpretation, it can be a good thing for us, for our society, for belonging, and for everything else.
You want to come up?
Am I supposed to read that?
And I couldn't read that. It's fine.
Tell us your name, though.
My name is Eric Walsh. I'm here to describe something I'm having trouble describing to myself. Well, it's a pretty image. I can say that for it. It has a nice delicate quality to it. I feel there's a nice texture in both the pages. The dried up flower, I assume it's a rose. And even the background or the tablecloth or the doily. It's a doily. I know that. I grew up in a house of women. Such fine things. I wouldn't be anything without them, so that's a nice point to bring in. Reminds me of my grandmother, actually. She used to put flowers in books, so that's possibly what's happening here. I don't recognize the language, but it's really nice handwriting. So it looks to be handwriting, not font, which is nice. I like this image.
Okay. So you could have taken this topic to your grandmom and spoken about her if you wanted for 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. So who's next?
You do the next.
The advantage of being a table topic master, you can give the bad topics and never talk about it. Yeah. Why do you think the topics are like that?
Joyce.
Everyone has to come.
Joyce.
One hint, the next topic is not this bad.
Okay. Hi everyone, my name is Joyce, and okay, so today I'll be describing a picture that says I love you and I hate you. So I just picked this picture by seeing it as, I feel like for every relationship, you'll either love someone or hate someone, or it could be both. You can really love someone because they can always help you with every task you need and always be by your side when you're always having, like when you're always troubled or you're just having a really hard time. But at the same time, you also hate them because they may do things to annoy you, or they could always bother you when you really don't want anyone having their talking to you at some times. So I feel like everyone has two sides of them, and for every relationship, you could either love or hate them. For me, I guess it would be towards my mom. My mom is always there to be able to help me whenever I'm having trouble, or she cooks for me. But at the same time, I could hate her because she's always arguing with me, or she just, the second I come home, she would always just nitpick on everything. Whether it's like, go clean your room, you have stuff on your floor. So I feel like at times I would have moments where I would love her and hate her at the same time. That goes with my sister as well. She helps me whenever I'm having troubles, helps with my college applications or resumes. But at the same time, I hate her because she's always bothering me. Since she doesn't live at home, she likes to send packages over, and she would always make me go to the post office to pick them up for her. So I love and hate her at the same time, and I feel like everyone has two sides to that.
So this completes round 2, images. What's the next one? Turntables, okay. Who wants to volunteer? Vijay. And your topic is? So 1 minute for it, 1 minute against it.
Entrepreneurial ideas pop up when you are drunk. Is that true? Do you have more ideas? I think when you're drunk, you can think more freely. You, of course, you can also talk more freely, which might be fun for you. You're not sure it's fun for everybody else when you have those ideas and those grand ideas and big plans that you share when you're drunk. So I tend to drink not too much anymore. There was a time after college when I really enjoyed drinking, and I ended up drinking too much one time. And I remember that I had these great ideas of, I'm going to start this business and have this t-shirt company and design these really cool t-shirts and make a lot of money. Well, that idea didn't go anywhere. I kind of went back, I got a regular job, 9 to 5, and actually I was pretty happy with my life the way it turned out. But yes, I do feel that sometimes you have great ideas when you're drunk. On the other hand, whether those ideas pan out or not, whether you actually follow through with them, but you can be drunk if you don't follow through with them. And I found that my idea didn't really pan out.
Okay. So for turntables, you will be looking at Gerald all the time till she waves a flag, and then suddenly start talking reverse of it. Okay, that's turntable. So if I say, for example, they pop up, yes they do pop up, and after 1 minute I'm like, how can it pop up? You're not in your senses. Where's the budget? Where's the calculations? So like that. Okay, so we have 3 more such topics. Who wants to come up for the next one? Remember, 1 minute for it or against it, the other minute you just reverse your stance. That's it. President just pointed to you.
I'm not experienced, so I can try.
Alright. So what's up? Go ahead.
My name is Girish Desai. I work for New Life.
I can give my life for my friend. That's very true.
When I grew up, like I had a lot of friends. So when I went to college, I had a lot of friends. But when I started working, I don't have a lot of friends. You find a lot of enemies. But like it is true that like I will give my life for my friends, and I'm hopeful that they do the same in return. Lot of friends for lives, and a lot of friends are temporary, so it's a part of life. Sometimes friendship works, sometimes it doesn't work. All right, I'm gonna try to
Yep.
turn.
Yeah.
Can I give the life for my friend? No, no way. I'm gonna ask myself like what he done for me that I should give. It's a very expensive thing to ask in a favor. And that, like nobody's give their life for anybody. I think even relatives, your family, and not definitely not friends. I think that's.